Hello and good evening, Reelers. Welcome back to another episode of the Real Talk Republik podcast, where truth meets the vibes. It's me, your most beautiful host, Bliss, and I'm here with my handsome gentlemen. Let them introduce themselves.
Yeba. Of course, Reelers, this is Arego. Dango, welcome to the greatest episode of the Real Talk Republik.
Karibu sana, Arego.
What's up, people? It's for the Mulla, of course, in the building. So happy to see you here, man. Keep it tuned.
Yeah.
And you know the vibe is now meeting the mic.
Tulikuwa tunasema no mask, just the mic and the moment.
And the moment.
Exactly. Now this is the moment for you, Reelers. With us in studio today is a very special political aspirant called Pius Kinuthia. He's from Muranga and a former senatorial candidate. He is a trained doctor by profession, a pharmacist to be precise. And on X, he is known as Believe Kinuthia, Voice of the People. And he was formerly affiliated with ODM. And during his campaign, his political campaign, he launched his campaign in December 2019. So I know you might have a lot of questions, queries, and opinions. Drop them in the comment section. We will have him again in the studio so that ajibu hizo maswali zenyu. Ama namna gani, Reelers?
Most definitely.
Kabisa.
And by the way,
Yeah.
by the way, when I was perusing, browse, so nikipita, find out who Kinuthia is really.
Yeah.
Because beside that, I knew you, Kinuthia, like in 2022, addressing residents in Kamukunji. But now, coming back to social media, nikapata mesema, quote ingine, almost similar to whatever Barack Obama said.
Yeah.
I believe in whatever I say, and I say, you can conclude that, Chief.
Quote yourself.
And you say what you believe it.
Yeah.
And that's amazing, Chief, man. Ish. That's amazing because sometimes tunakuwa reduced to the minimum to understand or to believe whatever we want to speak out about, especially kwa sphere ya politics society. Karibu, Chief.
All right.
Asante sana.
Karibu sana. This is Real Talk Republic podcast where truth meets the vibes.
Yep.
No mask, just the mic and the moment. Now it is your moment to shine. Shine.
Uko free.
Usiogope kushine.
Umenifurahisha sana bwana. Umefanya homework about my personal life.
Unashtuka?
Nimeshtuka sana bwana.
This is how easily DCI get people.
Nimeona hata mnajua my profession, the day I launched my political career.
Yeah. Imagine we even know your age. Ama tukuanike hapa sahi.
Age mimi mwanaume atufikangi. Afichangi. Mwanaume afichangi.
This is how easily DCI get people. Unaona venye tumekupata virahisi. Ingekuwa tunakutrack mimi ningekuja hadi kwako.
Kitu yenye hatujajua Rila ni whether you have hair. Unajua akili ni nywele.
Mimi ni upara.
Because you've maintained one more time.
Unaweza tutolea.
Nanga upara, but I usually shave
Unaweza
twice a
tutolea
week.
kidogo tukuone. Wapi kelele.
You have hair.
I have hair.
Yeah.
Yes.
Lakini I don't love hairs. I don't love body hairs. So I usually shave twice a week.
Yeah.
So I prefer my head clean shaven.
Like neat, huh?
Yeah.
Kushave twice a week ni watu wako na pesa, Reelers.
No, si pesa. Sometimes unajua kuna fuliza.
All in all we still survive.
Pia unaweza consider shape ya kichwa. Unaona?
Sasa kama hiyo yako yenye janyolewa.
Yangu inakaa shoka.
You're saying it's true, boys. You know, shape za kichwa, Kinuthia, itabidi lazima tuende shaving ama tuache nywele.
Yeah.
And now venye unasema ukitoa cape now people will get to understand this is Kinuthia mwenye tunajonga pale X akiyap. I don't know whether it is yapping. No, I don't say you don't utoe your signature.
Weka Reelers wa kuona umevaa one more time.
Sawa.
Reelers amevaa one more
I'm very
time.
proud of this cap.
Najua hapo kwa comment section kuna watu wa one time. Difference ni hiyo more.
You know umekam all the way umevalia kitu. Kofia.
Nimeshinda nayo actually. Kwa kichwa.
All the way from town.
Bro, nilikuwa na huko saidi ya Ngong Road. Yeah.
Nikakuja
nikaingia Garden City, nikatoka nikaingia Homeland. Sasa nikakuja hapa.
What was the reaction on the way?
Watu wanaangalia tu in a very strange way.
Because that is that is your opinion. Kila mtu akena opinion yake.
Are you not intimidated?
I'm not. Actually, I'm not.
Do you think mmeanza campaign mapema because this is a signature campaign? Signature, bro.
Si campaign. Kama vile mnasema one time. mnafikiri mko majority.
Yeah.
Lakini kuna sisi silent majority, tunasema one more term.
Yes.
Okay.
And there is a tweet ulisema, and now posting people, kuna mwingine alikuwa amevaa jezi ya one term, I mean two term. Akisema this is the cry of the silent majority. And over the comment,
Eldoret.
yeah, and over the comment people are asking you, bro, the silent majority wako wapi? Because tunasema wale majority wenye wanapiga sauti, yani wanapaza sauti, ndio wengi sana kushinda the silent majority wanaongelea. You people, you are even afraid to defend one term if you are terming yourself as silent majorities. Not that.
Acha nikwambie, wanasemanga the empty debe making the loudest noise.
Yes.
Sasa hii kelele kidogo hapa ya one term imekuwa inform sababu wameona hawana strong candidate compete against the president William Ruto. Wameona hawana strategy ya kumdeny that one more term.
Yeah.
Wameona hawana that we call we are withal. Ya kuensure ataenda one term. So for how dionekana like they are dissenting voices. Wana shout loudest one term Ruto must go, but hawana strategy because wanajua hawana mtu atakompete na president, so wanajua ndio wampigie kelele, wacha wa shout
to get into that. Mini reelers, this is Kinuthia. Of course umeona anasema one more term.
Yeah.
Now before tukujue Mzee, si mimi nitasema unayapa.
Let me ask you something. Just a question before we get into it. We are talking about minority and majority.
Yes.
Right? And I want to take you back in America when Trump went for his first election. And the second election, he lost.
Yeah.
And before the election came, this one, the second term now, he was talking about the silent majority.
Yeah.
Sindio?
Yeah.
Now, there's a twisting right there we need to understand about how the democracy in Asemanga, the majority get to
have their way,
and the minority get to be heard. In this case, nobody is hearing the minority. I don't understand why. But you need to understand that right now, at this moment, the majority, they are really loud out there.
Yeah.
And it's very clear. There's nothing I see when you talk about the silent majority. There's nothing like silent majority because we've seen that in America, and Trump lost with the silent majority. That phrase of saying
making America great with silent majority.
Trump during the 2020 US elections.
Yes.
Trump never lost the election on popular vote. Actually, he had millions of votes on popular vote. He only lost on the electoral college votes. Kuweza kupigiwa hivi, alikuwa ameshinda Biden like by over 20 million votes.
Oh,
okay.
Lakini ile electoral college za ile system ya America ya kuchagua president, hapo ndio Trump aliluzia. So unaona alikuwa na watu nyuma yake, lakini few guys ambao decide with the president. Si mara mingi huko wanadhani watu pachagua president. Juu kama ni watu, Trump angechagua tamu ya pili 2020.
Okay.
Elewa. Nasema hii mambo ya kusema silent majority, the reason we are saying the guys who are chanting Ruto must go or one term, the minorities, because in whatever they have been chanting from maybe early this year, you can see they have not achieved any of their objective because they are the minority. Okay. Because the majority are for this president was elected democratically by the majority of the people, and the constitution says he must complete for his 5 terms so that they can go to another election for him to be voted. So the elected majority are saying give the president time to do his work. If he fails to deliver on his mandate, you have a chance in 2027, 9th August.
It's almost 3 years now.
That's why ukisoma tamu mzima kwa university, you can only be tested kama ulishika kenye ulikuwa nafunzwa ukipewa cut ama end of year exam.
Yeah.
So president mnasema mtamjudge August 9th, 2027. Hata mwenye alisema juzi. He said, mimi mlilitea mtihani. Na after miaka 5 imeisha, mtanimakia. Mkinipea nasonga na kazi.
Okay, but
mkinipea I go home. It's not a big deal for the president. But anasema wacheni kuharibu nchi yenu. Jipangeni. Registreni, uchukueni ID. Register as voters. Front your candidates. Jipange, fanyeni campaign. Uza sera zenu. Ambie watu nini sijafanya.
How much time, how long should we wait or give president time kuuza sera zake ama kujenga nchi complete whatever he promised or to give the rewards ama kukamilisha?
Katiba inasema aje unampea miaka 5. Haubei mwaka moja.
But do you think the president
out of the manifestos Ruto alitupea when he was campaigning, ni ngapi amefulfill na ni ngapi hajafulfill?
Amefulfill mingi. Kwanza yenye alifulfill alikuwa amepromise ata empower ya the people who are the lowest in the pyramid. Who are hustlers or mama mbogas, alipromise hustler fund.
Mama mboga benefit
from that. Let me explain. Okay. Let me explain because then you can now poke holes in my explanation.
Yes.
Aliwa promise hustler fund. Na alideliver your hustler fund.
Okay.
The impact of the hustler fund is debatable, but alideliver on that promise.
Yes.
Akadeliver, he's going to revolutionize our healthcare system by overhauling the entire NHF system, which was infested by corrupt cartels.
Yeah.
So he had to bring a new system which is corruption proof. Na alifanya hivyo. Now this Taifa Care, it is more inclusive.
I want to
ingine alipromise hata nikwambie
on that in terms of talking about healthcare. I don't know whether this one is true, but nilikuwa nimesikiza talking about NHF then transforming it to SHA. Kulikuwa na historia. I got this one from Mutai Nguni. Alikuwa anasema in the government or administration of President Uhuru Kenyatta, there was a lady who gave birth 600 times. And then NHF was providing the service too. 600 times.
Mimi, I have a friend of mine. Yes, I have a friend of mine who is not a medical doctor.
Yes.
Who is not even educated. I make a clinic in my county. I cannot name the hospital.
Yeah.
That guy used to collude the officer at the NHF. Analipa over like 100 million per month.
Oh.
Walikuwa naibia serikali. Kulikuwa na hii program ya Eduafia. Mtoto alikuwa analipa shule pesa. Mtoto akikohoa tu hivi, wewe mlete hospitali yake. Analipa the teachers. Walete watoto awekwe basi wote, waletwe hospitali yake.
Do you think
mtoto mmoja amepewa like a citizen ya 50, but atabill gava na 10, that one student.
Okay. Now talking about SHA haifanyi?
My friend, what do you mean?
Partly SHA inafanya.
Partly. Let me tell you.
Exactly.
SHA is working. I can tell you can get somebody ambao amekuwa hospitalized na amekuwa registered under SHA na amekuwa kilipa their premiums judiciously. SHA inawasaidia sana.
Yes.
The reason acha nikwambie ni kuna mjema mmoja ambao ni anti-gava sana. Aliniambia hata ni jana, hiyo kesi ilikuwa jana actually. Not yesterday. Jana tu alikuwa ananiambia alilaza hospitali. Yeye alikuwa anasikiza propaganda za SHA haifanyi, so hakuregister.
Do you think SHA
kulaza hospitali akaregister hapo akiwa admitted?
Do you think SHA imeziba zile loopholes zenye zina lead to the corruptions zenye nimemention from NHF? You know, there was a lot of scandals from NHF. And now that's the reason why Kenyans feared much about SHA, and they said transforming or maybe taking our data from NHF to SHA is going to create a bigger loophole in terms of
it's like transferring problem from this system to another system.
To a bigger
That's why they had to overhaul the whole system. Why do away with let a new system?
And from that end, Edu Afia was very, very much important to everyone. And this one, President William Ruto did not put into consideration. You know that? Because SHA have not helped students.
It hasn't. Do you know
SHA,
how many
women... Let me tell you, ndio maana tunasema Taifa Care SHA, it is more inclusive. You don't have to register your kids separately for them to benefit the services. You as a family, as a household, register all your siblings or your kids. If I am a father, I register my wife and all my kids. Whether they are in high school, primary school or junior secondary school. So hata wakigonjekea wakiwa hospitali, silipi on a benefit from my contribution as a parent. Naelewa. Sasa hiyo ndio maana serikali haizi endelea kulipa pesa zingine ati mama ama mzazi analipa pesa kwa taifa care. Ati wewe unalipa premium za SHA every month or every year ndio ukue covered ukikuwa mgonjwa. Wewe ni kivyako wewe na bwanako. Lakini nao serikali ati ikuje ilipie mtoto wako tena. Gava ikasema that is like wastage of public money. As a parent, because inataka to include even your siblings, even your kids, even your husband or your wife. So register, pay your premiums, enroll your kids as dependents. So what a benefit.
You mentioned you mentioned Hustler Fund being overhauled with several consequences. Hustler Fund ijasaidia wasi.
Hustler Fund, talking of Hustler Fund was like 600 shillings, 700 shillings. How does 600 shillings help a mama mboga? Like 600 shillings haizi nunua nyanya, kitunguu nini.
I feel like the government is so much focused on, initiating projects, initiating ideas, and they are not really concerned about how these ideas are going to
But
be
remember, hiyo
positive.
Hustler Fund ilikuja in two phases.
Yeah.
Phase ya kwanza ilikuwa like sijui kama ni pilot project ama nini. Ilikuwa ya
immediately after William Ruto ametangazwa president.
The first phase ya Hustler Fund was like to test Kenyans. If I give you money to do your business and you make profit, can I trust you to repay the money? Na gava hapo ikaona watu walipi. Naelewa?
Yeah.
So gava ikaleta phase 2. No, you can like form a group of like 10 people, but like 500,000.
But there was like evidence before from all these apps, because ile domu likuwa mnapeana ikuwa different from all these apps before. Nanielewa? People had defaulted from all these other apps. What were you really expecting? Because kama mtu anaweza default from Tala, una expect pia akatae default.
Sasa ndio tunasemanga kwa even kwa in a society, kuna ile you don't deny somebody a chance na hujamtest kama ni mtu faithful. So hakuna venye gava ingekuja anza kupeana pesa mingi na haijajua kama utarudisha hiyo pesa mingi. So lazima ikupee kidogo ikutest.
But the government is taxing us.
Unasema 500 haisaidia ama hiyo 100 isaidia. Let me tell you. Unaweza kuwa umezoea kushika pesa mingi, uone pesa kidogo si pesa mingi. Nakwambia go to the village. Hata si village, even go like Kibra. Give somebody 100 bob. Uone vile umemsaidia. Hiyo unaweza kula siku mbili that 100 bob. Kuna mtu anahitaji kubusi stock yake ya kuuza kununua sukuma pale Marikiti, akuje akatakatia watu pale mtaa. Ama anahitaji kwenda kuongeza stock yake ya mandizi, anunue mandizi za 100 kama 20 yauze moja 10 mbao. You have seen watu kwa city kwa traffic wakiuza hizo mandizi. Anaenda nunua ndizi za 500 na kuja nauzia watu kwa traffic. Atapata faida ya 100 akule, a survive. Then akiweka 50 maybe within a month amesave pesa kidogo. So hiyo 100 ama hiyo 100 si lazima aanze biashara fresh. Wengine wanaweza kaitumia kuongeza stock kidogo kwa biashara yake. So mimi nasema hakuna pesa kidogo kwa mtu anajua kuimanage. Kama umeweza kushika pesa mingi, watu hajaanza kushika.
But isn't the government taxing? Kwani isn't the government niseme overtaxing if that is the right word? Kwa Hustler Fund, I don't know. I don't think the government should be taking back the Hustler Fund walitupea. Because Ruto alitupatia Hustler Fund immediately after amepewa kura. Labda alikuwa na tu congratulate asanteni kwa kunivotia. Asanteni kwa kunivotia. If you're congratulating me, why are you taking it back?
And that's why I'm saying it was like a way ya kutuvuta.
Exactly.
Because now nyinyi and I'm saying we have all these other apps that have been there before Hustler Fund. You need a good example. Amkufanya research, maybe you come up with a better model.
But unajua hizo mapo mnasema zilikuwa iko kitambo, zilikuwa zime blacklist hustlers bwana. So rais amekuja amewatoa kwa blacklist wote.
Hustler Fund is sending me messages Kinuthia with I don't know whether to term it a threatening email that you need to pay like they need me to pay like 1,000. You need to, I got that. You need to pay the 1,000 as soon as possible before we blacklist with your CRB.
It is your obligation to pay.
Yeah, it's my obligation to pay. Now, Kenyans cannot afford, cannot get healthcare services. Others back in the village, I'm from Sierra. And that's telling me that they cannot get services from SHA if they are yet to pay for Hustler Fund. If they defaulted to pay.
That is a still propaganda. And I can debunk that. There is no way system of SHA are even interlinked anywhere by the Hustler Fund thing.
Yeah.
They are two totally different systems. Hustler Fund, it is domiciled by the Minister of what?
Of
investment.
Finance.
Not
Ministry
finance. These
SMEs.
are SMEs.
And cooperative.
That is run by
Oparanya. Yeah.
And now Taifa Care is another Ministry of Health.
Yes.
They are two totally different systems. Hiyo ni propaganda mashinani hiyo.
But do you think Mheshimiwa Oparanya alipata clue akisema nikizi coordinate hivi watalipa hii pesa? And now they are attacking the people in the village. Hey,
katiba yasema Kenya inasema uko na haki ya kupata matibabu highest standard of health care kwa jamhuri ya Kenya.
Ulisikia Kenya Omogeni alisema? Omogeni. PS Omogeni.
Alisema nini?
Omogeni alisema we need to find ways to get these monies.
Sindi sasa wewe my friend. Umechukua dhao moja ya Hustler Fund. Umenua tray 2 za mayai. Umezuko umetengeneza faida 400. Utaki hata kulipa ile deni ya Hustler hata kama ni 100 kapa week. So lazima gava isine ikikupea ka pressure bwana, tulipe tu bwana ndio tupe mtu mwingine asaidike.
Kinuthia, you said one thing. Now, you said from your own statement, give somebody a chance to test them if they can perform. Kenyans gave William Ruto a chance to perform.
We are still giving him a chance.
William Ruto is failing. Why
is he failing?
Man,
because
everything is faulting.
What is faulty?
Let me tell you, Asylum Fund, down. It took duration mingi. We yapped, whatever you can call it, over X, kusema shai fanyi.
Nikuuliza swali rahisi sana.
Yeah.
Before Ruto came with the Asylum Fund, kulikuwa na youth fund.
Yes.
Ushai benefit na youth fund wewe?
No.
So, because hujai benefit nayo, uko na all the right kusema haifanyi kazi. Naelewa? Hustler Fund, we kama haijakusaidia, kuna watu imesaidia. Ninakwambia ile phase 2 ilikuja, jamaa walikuwa na register vikundi like watu kama 5, mnapewa 100 Gs. Unaona? Mnaambiwa mna agree tutaform biashara gani? Either ni car wash, either ni kibandasi ya kuuza vegetables, mnaweka biashara yenu. So kama we uja benefit, useme haiwork. Kuna watu wame benefit nayo.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you think this why divert tension mkapeleka kwa Nyota Fund? Because Asylum Fund have failed. Mkaenda kwa Nyota. Where Deputy President Kindiki supplies money, especially in the region from Mount Kenya, where the support inadidimia.
Supply, hakuna pesa na supply. Ajua shida ya Kenya, na ndio maana Kenya, it is so difficult to hold the government accountable factually.
Yes.
Because a small propaganda ikianza kufly on social media, hata kama ni lie, like yesterday kulikuwa na propaganda ati kuna magunzi wanatry watu hapa Membli, Ruiru.
But it was a fact confirmed by our director.
It was not a fact.
It's a fact.
Media nilipiga round uko nasema hakuna kitu kama hiyo.
Director is for
what happened? Polisi walikuwa wanapiga rounds kuhakikisha Kenyans are safe. Sasa jamaa wanafikiri jinipo wameona polisi wamekuja kusaka maguns. Naelewa? Jana kulikuwa so peaceful. Nasema hivi, kwa Kenya tumezoea kuuziwa propaganda wa social media na tuna believe ni fact na ni truth.
Sasa talking of about yesterday, jana ndio ilikuwa
7 ilikuwa Monday
now to story ya Monday. On Monday mimi niliona on social media police were dragging a dead man's body to their station. Now they were doing that ndio to see have exact count of the people wenye waliuliwa during that Sabasaba. Ama?
Yeah.
The police were dragging dead bodies to their stations to see the exact number of people who were killed during the Sabasaba. So like up to now we have an improper figure of those who lost their lives during the Sabasaba.
Acha niwaambie kitu kimoja.
Tell us.
Ile maandamano mzuri ilifanyika hii Kenya, mimi nilikuwa nimesupport 100%. Ilikuwa maandamano last year.
Hata mimi nakusupport.
Mimi nilisupport sababu it's like a new awakening in our country.
Yes.
Where now our Gen Zs ama our young people they want more accountability from the government. Hawataki PR, hawataki uongo na hawataki lies.
Yeah.
They want you do what you mean and you mean what you are doing.
Yeah.
Ndio maana walienda kwa street and it was very organic and it was a very good cause. But along the way, you know in a society you can never have a perfect society. Hata kwenye mtaa unakaa kuna mjamaa ukipita hapo saa 6 za usiku mguu mzee atakupiga ngeta.
Hiyo ni sure.
Juu sababu Kenya yetu tukuna shida na employment. So maandamano ya Monday what I'm saying na Sabasaba, one thing it was not supposed to be there. Those protests were not justified. Secondly, there were no protests because the guys who were like mobilized to go for the protests were Gen Zs.
Yes.
They never went to the street. Ni mikora enye ambayo inategemea inateka advantage ya maandamano ikuje ipore gari za watu ipore biashara za watu, ipore pickpocket watu, ipore simu za watu. Let me tell you, kuna kitu hata nimepost leo kwa social media.
Yeah.
Assume hata uko na kinyozi studio yako, umekuja masaa 5 hivi ama 4. Unakuta mjamaa hapa akivunja hapa na akiwa na petroli hata kuchoma studio yako. Umeinvest so much money here. What can you do? Utapiga polisi simu?
No, you deal with him
Ukikona
there.
kitu yako utafanya ni kupiga risasi ya kichwa.
So you are
Unaona-
supporting President Ruto.
No, listen what I'm saying.
You are supporting President William Ruto on his
I'm
statement
saying-
today.
I'm
If
saying-
he's a thief or a goon, shoot him on the leg.
Unaona,
You are supporting President
Maybe I
William.
support
a
that.
situation like that ni I'm defending my property. Sindio, I'm defending my property. That's why I'm fighting for my property. Aya, bado niko on Sabasaba. We saw a 12-year-old girl was shot akiwa kwa nyumba.
But hakuwa target yako. You know
Sasa-
wakati kuna fracas, when you have a fracas or you have pandemonium or chaos or like anarchy, kuna kuwa na hiyo collateral damage. Like hata ukienda kuwatch futa kwa study.
Yes.
Then mafans wa Gor Mahia na
AFC Leopard.
wasifurahie juu yule jamaa venye amepoa pena hajafurahia. Wanze kukorofishana hapo, kutakuwa na stampede. Na hapo kwa hiyo harakati ya stampede, kuna jamaa ataanguka chini akanyagwa uliwe. Ama mwingine ataenda kuruka akute jiwe chini agonge kichwa akufe.
Yeah.
Let me
So
ask you
wakati
something.
polisi wajaribu kudili na goons juu ni wengi walikuwa over 5,000 na polisi can never be everywhere. Anajaribu kucontrol biashara mtu isipigwe, anatoa gari ya mtu mwingine achomewa pale. Anakuambia surrender, jamaa anachukua jiwe ataka kupiga polisi. Sam walikuwa na kuna jamaa alishikwa like a few months ago. Ulienda kwa hiyo video? Akona panga. Anaifanyia hivyo kwa bara anacharge to the police
That was
officer.
in Nakuru.
What can you do?
Yeah, that was in Nakuru.
What can you do? So
think-
police officer, even if they are human, at the same time, they have the moral responsibility even to defend to protect their lives and to try and protect your business, because polisi anafaa kulinda mwenye anaandamana asiumizi na mwenye anaandamana mwingine, anafaa alinde wewe uandamani biashara yake isiibiwe,
Yeah,
anafaa alinde mwenye ameenda kazi yake na gari yake isichomwe.
Pius, let me ask you something. You talked about police defending themselves. Last year, during the protest, tuliona peaceful young people protesting in the streets of Nairobi. The water cannons ziliwamwagilia maji. And they were just peacefully protesting. Those guys hakuna kitu walikuwa wanafanya.
What is peaceful protest, by the way?
Peaceful
Do you know what is a
protest.
peaceful protest? Have you ever seen doctors doing their protests?
Yeah.
Yes, of
Have you
course.
seen teachers?
Yes.
Let me tell you, you people,
They
we
do right to the police officer,
But others-
they tell them we are going to do a procession from Haile Selassie Avenue all the way to Harambee House. Polisi wako mbele yao, wengine wako nyumba, wamevaa their lab coats na placard zao. Hawa wengine wanasema ni peaceful protest. Mjamaa 6 ameshafunga baba, ameshaasha taya.
But do you think the police officer,
No,
the person
hajawacha
interfered?
taya.
Ameacha
These are
bonfire
people-
kwa
these are
barabara.
people wamebewa banners.
Placards.
Yeah.
It's
Like-
the police officer who are interfering with the peaceful protesters.
Angalia reviews za protest ya last year. Angalia reviews za protest za
Wanamwagilia
last year.
maji.
People had placards. People were saying we are peaceful on the streets. What happened? Nini lead to
wenye
your
wako
shooting
na
and killing?
placards, wacha nikwambie,
Niambie.
any protest ambayo iko anti-government, kuna genuine protester
Yeah.
who are calling for genuine change or justice.
Yes.
But amongst them, kuna pia crooks. So, unaona kuna tu excuse, kama 20 mbele wako very peaceful, but nyuma yao kuna wengine mia kama 8 ni goons na ni thugs.
How do you know
so
a goon?
polisi, you know hizo protest
How do
because
you know a goon? How do you know?
Huwezi jua.
How do you recognize a goon before
Huwezi
they
jua
commit a
sababu.
crime? Before they commit a crime.
utajua goon hivi. Wenye wako mbele wana protest na wako na placard na wako na bendera za Kenya,
Yes.
hawaharibu biashara. Lakini hiyo ni street moja. Kuna street nyingine umesikia wengine anza kuvunja biashara. Si watu walivunja biashara za watu hiyo siku.
Of course walivunja.
So nakwambia polisi ni ngumu sana ajue who is peaceful because imechanganyikanya nyote.
Yeah,
So, akijaribu kucontrol ambao ni madhags ni magunzi. Let me tell you. Even kwa hizi protest kuna non-state actors. Yes. Who want to see the president or the government collapse. They can even sponsor their own people to come and prove a point so that people can be naitanga to incite public outrage ama to manufacture rage. Ndio watu wakasiriki kwa nini gava inafanya hivi, ndio kukua ana president against the government. Wao watu pia you must put them into account. So police ina deal na kila mtu. Hao jamaa wamesponsoriwa kuja waharibu, ndio gava isemekane imeharibu, wenye wanakuja kuibia watu na wenye wako peacefully protesting. Gava hiyo jua kudefeat. Ndio naambiwa the best way to call for change. ukijua maandamano imekuwa infiltrated by goons na ina cause anarchy, ina cause destruction and violence na watu wana lose lives, you change your tactic. How do you do that? You can like go back to social media, re-strategize, mobilize people to register as voters, then chukuni chama yenu, register watu, and then campaign peaceful. Mseme, sisi you are the alternative. The government has failed on this area, you are the change that you guys are claiming for. But si kuenda kuibia, kuchomea mtu gari mwenye unaenda kwa siati kutatea for justice.
Now closing on the police brutality, Pius, kuna verified post by Nairobi Times, supported by various Kenyans over X. Now I'll read for you this one and ask about your take. The headline reads, police brutality under President William Ruto's administration. 162 chief dead. 1,827 injured. 106 abducted. 2,608 arrested. And abduction continues. But Pius, over social media, you tweeted, President Uhuru Kenyatta was very wrong to advise msichague President William Ruto. Do you think truly hizi ndo vitu tulichagulia President William Ruto? Abductions, arrest, torture, and the administration. Today, as President William Ruto was addressing, I'll play you this clip that good thing you shared. I don't know, I'm not seeing it on your platform. You shared.
You may share.
Let me play this one so that every Kenyan and every person understand Kenya President William Ruto anasema.
Hii ni nchi ya demokrasia na wananchi ndio wanaamua kwa debe uongozi wa taifa letu la Kenya. Hatuwezi kuamua ati uongozi wa Kenya kupitia fujo ama kupitia vita ama kuharibu mali ya watu wengine. That is not going to happen in this country. Sijui kama tunaelewana jameni. Tuko pamoja?
Mzee.
Wafikirie vizuri. Na mtu asinia unajua wananiambia sijui nini, sijui Moi, sijui Moi. Moi alikuwa rais wa Kenya. Vile Kibaki alikuwa rais wa Kenya. Vile Uhuru alikuwa rais wa Kenya. Na kabla ya Moi kulikuwa na Kenyatta. Na baada ya Moi kulikuwa na Kibaki. Na baada ya Kibaki kulikuwa na Uhuru. Hii kisirani ni ya nini? Hapana.
Kama mtetezi wa rais, now support President William Ruto. Ametupatia example, the presidents have been there. We know they have been there. But now, today, we are being given an example kama the administration ya saini kama ya President Torotich Arap Moi. That is the good example they are giving us today. Because you see, abductions may increase, tortures the police may increase, vitu kama hizi may increase. But you over social media, chief.
Hapana, hizi mnakosea sana. Na ndio maana nilisema, the biggest threat to our national security in this country, not even in Kenya, all over the world, it is misinformation, propaganda, and disinformation. Because ukisema, now of late, the word abduction imekuwa kitumia vibaya sana. Paka mtu akishikwa genuinely na polisi, nimeabductiwa. I will tell you a good example.
Tuambie
like a friend of mine was an MC in Murang'a, that lady Grace City. This is my friend, by the way, a personal friend.
She was abducted.
She was not abducted. Alishikwa vizuri na ukiwa na drive.
What is the meaning of abduction? Abduction in a meaning.
You can differentiate between abducting and arresting.
Ebu give us the difference.
What is the difference?
The different abduction ni abduction mimi nafikirianga ni
hamtamuona
akiabductiwa.
Yes.
Abduction wananchi hawataona akiabductiwa. The guy will just disappear. Ama mtaona mtu akiingizwa na forcefully
Wasubaru.
Akichukuliwa.
Ametolewa kwake na fujo.
Yes.
Haijasemekana amepeleka wapi. Lakini remember, polisi akija kukushika atakwambia you under arrest. Mimi saishikwa. You under arrest na tunaenda a particular police station.
Yeah.
Now because kuna hii public euphoria about abductions, about people want to trend, they cause a scene. Wanakataa kushikwa.
Can I ask
na
you
polisi
something?
because amekuja kukushika na umekataa, umeresi mpaka uliona kesi hata tawa hapo, uliona kesi nyingine tawa hii video kwa public. Kijana ameapproach na DC vizuri, wametoa badge. Wamwambia you under arrest na tunaenda Central Police. Jamaa akaleta fujo, akashika pole ya stima, akapiga kelele.
Is there a reason as to why? Do you have not mbona usiniambie unani arrest kwa nini?
Si wanaambiwangwa.
No, there is another one I saw on Monday, Chief. It was so painful because there was these guys when walikuwa na capture from rooftop. Boys akishikwa forcefully under Subaru aingizwe. That is abduction.
Unasema history is abduction. Vile unasema zimekuwa increased. I can dispute that sababu hazijakuwa increased because siku hizi hata mtu akishikwa na mnasema ameabductiwa. Mtu akiambiwa kuja police mnasema ana post nimeabductiwa. Na kuna some people wamekuwa stage their own abductions. Na tumewajua like I can name them here.
Give me
example.
I can tell you that guy from Membu called this Billy Mwangi or whatever, that boy. That boy was never abducted by anybody. There's a guy called
Kibet Bull. Exactly. I wanted to ask you about Kibet Bull.
Kuna hii jamaa juzi Nyandiaga Kanyagi ama whatever. This guy who had disappeared for 1 week. That guy was never arrested by anybody.
Let me ask you Kinuthia, before you continue.
Osama Otero, they were never abducted by anybody.
Let me ask you Kinuthia, especially
even of these are our lady.
Let me ask you about this one.
No, young people are hungry for attention.
Knows everything. The DCI knows everything.
They have all the information about Kenyans.
They will find me anywhere. Do you think this is a ploy that the DCI, the DCI and the government are playing on Kenyans?
How can police can only find you through 2 ways? You being online and you having your phone on, so they can track you. If you are not using any mobile phone, you're not going to social media, you're not posting anything. How can they track you?
So the persons that you mentioned are doing it for PR purpose.
Like I've said, we are living in an era where our young people are so hungry for recognition, for attention. So there's nothing they cannot do to train. And that's why like I said, majority of these young protesters, some of them are content creators. They go to the street with cameras to pose for a photo.
Is there a problem with that?
There's no problem with that. What I'm saying, they are hungry for attention. Wanasema, because wanasema hiyo topic ya abduction is so like hot in our society, they can even say their own abduction, waseme ni abductiwa. Ndio watreni wiki mzima, then after ametoka, wako na all the media attention.
Can I ask you, why is it that when someone mysteriously disappeared, let's call it abduction, they come back a little bit changed, maybe hair shaved, maybe like beaten up or something? Also, let me ask you, why is the government allergic to criticism? Why do they attack peaceful protesters instead of just listening to us? Because umesema, the only thing misleading us is misinformation, right? The government needs to be informed about reasons why Kenyans are protesting, right? So government wanafaa kukaa chini watusikize na why are you protesting? Why are they not listening? Why are they just afraid of sisi kuprotest? Wanafaa kuwa natusikiza and they are not?
Wacha nikurudishe nyuma kidogo. I ask you a very simple question. The guys that they claim they were abducted and they were later they appeared from nowhere after maybe a few days or a few weeks.
Yes.
By looking at them, do they look like guys who have been abducted?
Yes.
Or guys who have been like tortured? Or guys who have been like denied even basic food, things like food? Because they usually appear healthy, glowing. Hawakai mtu wako let me tell you, ngosa kula siku 3 ama just eat a meal a day na bila kunywa maji for 2 days.
Bro, kuna wenye wamezoea madondo.
Sio ni kukula chakula.
Look at somebody like
madondo za jela bwana.
What I'm saying, kuna watu naona like this Kumbori MP. So what I'm saying, abduction, watu wana stick their own abduction to try and manufacture rage so that people can be so mad with the president or the government. Usually imeuliza kama serikali
were they afraid of criticism?
Government is not afraid of criticism. And ndio maana mtu kama Gaitho hajaishikwa. Ndio maana wewe baby hujaishikwa. Ndio maana wewe hujaishikwa na hujai hata pigwa simu na DCI because hata hujaishikwa.
But they arrested Albert. Didn't they? Albert was just a teacher and a blogger. They arrested him because of the information he posted.
The reason sitaki kuongea mambo za Albert sana sababu mimi hata kifua kiliniumiza.
You never tweeted about that, I know.
Mimi kama nilicomment about nilikutweet about Albert sana.
But not much about it. Are you follow like daily?
Kwani match is relative, my friend. Wataka niweke tweet 20 hapo.
Like give us more information.
You defense especially
Gaitho. Kifo Albert, it was so unfortunate na mimi kiliniumiza. Na I took a stand about that. Nikasema let people take individual responsibility. If you think you are the center of that particular incident and if it is true you are directly or indirectly involved in that particular incident, take personal responsibility.
Then why was he stepping aside?
Albert kushikwa ni vile tu kulikuwa semekana walikuwa like a defamation like a hashtag on social media. So mtu ana complain. Let me tell you, ukina Facebook uniite useme I have HIV, I can go and complain to the police. Ama useme this guy is a,
unless you have supporting document.
Because hauna meaning complain. Say this guy is harassing me. They come for you. So Albert alishikwa procedurally. But sasa Kenya mimi have never agreed na venye that guy had to lose his life. It was very unfortunate. Na serikali was very apologetic. And heads rolled. Guys were arrested. Guys were interdicted. Hiyo ni kitu ambayo haijafanyika kwa serikali yote bali Kenya.
Pius, you are supporting a regime that really, really supported what happened to Boniface Mwangi in Tanzania. We know what happened to him was injustice. Why would you support that? And the same thing is happening here in Kenya.
Tanzania is not Kenya. So whatever, let me tell you.
What did Boniface go to do in Tanzania?
The way I know Boniface Mwangi, that guy is a good actor. He's a commercial activist.
Yes.
Without those PR, he cannot get money. Boniface, watu wake wanasoma international schools. He has different flats.
He has business.
He has...
Bro, you asked the question why you want the truth that you are supporting this
guy. He has made money from commercial activism. So Boniface Mwangi anataka ku-export ugunship wake from Kenya. Kenya, you are very democratic. We tolerate you to go and even splash, kutupia state out nini parliament mavi, kwenda hapo dump of masanduku kwa parliament, manguruwe umeziandika MPs. Serikali Kenya inakuruhusia. Now you never disappear. But Tanzania, they operate differently. They cannot allow that because you are not their citizen. So alikuwa handled according to the law and regulations of Tanzania. Now by the way, that guy lied. Alisema sijui alifanya nini, lakini the following day alikuwa amekalia post. That guy hiyo ni kusik sympathy. Ana seek sympathy. Alisema alifanywa nini huko nyuma, alifanywa nini nyuma. Mpaka jamaa anasema mpaka anatembea na clutches. Hiyo ni PR.
No. Okay. Listen, the guy aliletwa na wheelchair.
Yeah, he was crying all over social media.
Aliletwa na wheelchair.
He said he was sodomized in Tanzania. He said they inserted some funny objects on his butt.
He was
sodomized in Tanzania.
I'm saying Boniface is an actor.
You guys congratulated the Tanzanian authority.
Did you?
Because nothing like that happened to Boniface Mwangi.
Okay, what did the Kenyan government do about
African courts.
Yes.
If indeed that happened to Boniface Mwangi and he has medical evidence, so angekuwa amepeleka East African court to sue the Tanzanian government. But because it was PR, sympathy addiction, attention seeking, so that he can certify his sponsors, lazima dramatize.
Bro, do you think Boniface Mwangi is just a genuine activist in this country?
Yeah.
He's not a genuine activist because tell me who he has ever helped. Boniface Mwangi, let me tell you, do you know how commercial activists operate? Do you know how they operate?
No.
Wewe umeshikwa na shida.
Yeah.
So I use your problem for my own glory.
I think that's true.
Umeshikwa na kashida kadogo, maybe umeenda maandamano, umepigwa na tear gas canister.
Nimegongwa mguu.
Yeye jamaa anakuja hapo, yeye anakuchukua, anaita mbili ana call press conference, anarekodi ukiwa hapo. Anaitumia for his own glory na to demonize the government, ndio a certified sponsor, pesa ingie. Inafikia hapo. After hiyo media conferences, he'll never help you. He'll never come to your home to visit you. He'll never give you money to go to the hospital. He'll never even bail you from the court.
Pius, let me ask you, Pius, hata kama unasema ni commercial activist, do you think kuna mtu yote ambaye anaweza endure all that humiliation na hizo matia gas?
Also, let me ask you before you answer him.
And you might die in the process.
Okay, before you answer him, Pius, let me ask you, what did the Kenyan government do about the Boniface Mwangi thing?
Hakuna kitu kibaya alifanywa. Alienda kupeleka.
No, mimi nimekuuliza, what did the Kenyan government?
There was nothing the government was to do because Boniface Mwangi lied.
Okay, if it's true, if it was true that indeed happened, if it was true,
you know the day Boniface Mwangi went to do that press conference, I expected a truthful man like the way he says he is. Akuje na medical records, splash to the media.
Yeah.
Walinifanyia hivyo, nimesema this is the record from my doctor. Walinifanyia hivi, nimevunjika, this is x-ray, nilipigwa picha. But because he is acting na anataka kuifanya like ilifanyia na kufanyiwa gava is kuja hakuna kitu ingefanya because he's lying.
Can I ask you, are you a government communicator or a government propagandist? Where do you draw the line?
I'm a patriotic Kenyan who support the government of the day to succeed because I know if the government fails, I'll be the first casualty because president is a billionaire. He can fight to America, he can fight to India, he can fight to Germany and start a life there. So I must support the government, the president of the day to succeed. So that personally, I can also succeed. I can be able to access medical cover. I can be able to access, like I can go to my daily hustles. I can be able to take my kid to school. I can be able to go and play my favorite game is pool table.
Pius, your statement is very, I don't know how to call it, but let me ask you something. You say you support the president of the day. So that means you support each and everything he does. That involves corruption.
Yes.
No. I said, arrest. I did not say I support.
And abduction.
I said I support the president to succeed.
To succeed.
There is no president. There is no government in power all over the world that is popular with the people.
Don't you think your statement
and there's no
is biased?
Government that is perfect. So president is not perfect.
No.
His government is not perfect. They have their own misgivings, their own shortcomings. Lakini tusifocus hizo mambo kidogo sio mzuri. Let us not be negative all the time.
I think also your statement is not biased because you are a Kenyan. You have freedom of expression. You are not a journalist like us which need to be bipartisan. You speak what you think is best. And now, Pius, kuna swali. Nataka ujibu Gaitho and Cyprian Nyakundi. The big names over X. You mean Gaitho can just sit from the end where he is and mobilize people over TikTok? And Pius, you can't do that. Just bear that.
Ndio nasema
And so Nyakundi.
Hatufai kupigia majamaa makofi wakati wana insight watu waenda waharibu nchi yao. Sababu jamaa hatokeange maana. Mtu kama Gaitho, at least Nyakundi alitokea akapiga picha akaingia kwa Subaru yake akaenda kwa ofisi ya Wanjigi. Gaitho hajawahi enda maandamano. Na Gaitho by the way amejificha Zimbabwe.
Gaitho is not in Kenya.
He's not in Kenya.
Man, he's very vocal over X.
Ndio maana ajuaishi Kenya.
He's telling us
hata
to go.
Akona police akona warrant of arrest. So hajamaa kuincite watu.
Why would he be arrested?
Because
of inciting people.
Inciting people how? By correcting the government?
Let me tell you. Kusema serikali kuna daraja imebomoka pale tujengee. Na kama haijajengwa you correct the government. Lakini kuambia mwananchi wewe tokea nenda storm state house choma hang the president declare new president nenda parliament chome, hiyo ni incitement. Na hiyo it can plunge this country into like a civil strife.
Ni wapi Gaitho alisema watu waende wachome state house ama wafanye?
Hujakuwa kimfuata kwa X?
Una nafuatanga X did he?
Mimi nafuatanga hata namrudishia hata muulize
huyu na tunajibishana, but now Gaitho said we go to state house. I know. And it was amongst the people who were telling us to go, telling the protesters, Kenyans, to go to State House. And here the reason that President William Ruto must go. And whatever he tweeted, I think for the perception that the government is that they wanted a civilian coup, and Gaitho was marching on this one. I don't know whatever he meant, but that was my opinion. Now, Pius, we want to go away from politics, police brutality, and whatever is there. But now we still maintain on politics, especially the opposition movement in the Republic of Kenya. Yesterday, in the evening, there was a tweet that trended, or a hashtag. We are all Kikuyus. And by the way, I changed my name from Arego to Mugai.
No,
Kinuthia.
mimi ni Akinyi na nabaki tu kwa Akinyi.
Phathil, how did you change your name?
Nah, man, I'm half Kikuyu, bro.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, so
Mimi ni Akinyi and I
That's
remain
me.
to be
Let me
Akinyi.
tell you that hashtag.
Let me tell you, Chief. And then you tweeted, hii tag yenyu, yeah, we are all Kikuyus is being used to troll Kikuyus. You are trolling and mocking our matamshi, our dress code, our culture. You're so personal with this, our and tradition and our way of life. You aren't standing in solidarity with Kikuyus. You are mocking an entire community. Stop. We are all Kenyans. Now the question is, there was a government official who said the protest is organized from one specific ethnic group, and you are from Muranga, from that particular group that was accused of organizing this one, but you are against them. Do you think Kenya mheshimiwa alisema, politician alisema, was it necessary? Because everyone over a sudden turned to be Kikuyus in response.
Hii Kenya na let me say viongozi nafaa they should like watch what they say. They should even read the mood of the people. It's not like logical to make some comment or statement like that fuels the people's anger more. But partly the Mheshimiwa was partly correct because me personally on record, but I cannot mention name because of a lot
This
of
podcast.
This is podcast.
Yeah, you can mention.
Maandamano last year.
Yes.
Mimi I was in Murang'a.
Yeah.
And when in Murang'a haiko imeshika sana. Sio ilikuwa maandamano siku ya 3 after meenda parliament. Hiyo ingine sasa, hiyo siku ingine. Mimi nikipiga maradi kuangalia how things are happening in Murang'a, nikakuta vijana kama 50. Wananijua. So they stopped my car. Wakaanza kunimob. Sile tu violent, ile tu bwana hii nini acha za chai nini. Nikauliza you guys because I was in Murang'a town, but those guys I know they come from where I come from in Maragua, the lower Murang'a now Maragua. Nikauliza, what are you guys doing here? Ilikuwa at around 4. What are you guys doing here? Wakasema, you know they told me. Wakasema walikuwa wanangoja kulipwa na mheshimiwa. Sitaje jina yake. Wanangoja kulipwa na mheshimiwa, walikuwa wamekuja dao moja, wamekuja maandamano, ndio wanangoja mjamaa anafanya kwa ofisi ya huyo mheshimiwa. That guy is my friend by the way. Nikamuuliza jamaa mgani, wakaniambia jina. Nikampigia tukio na wapo by the way. I call that, nikamwambia boss, kuna vijana wako hapa wanasema wanangoja kuja uletee pesa. Jamaa aliniambia nini? Hii story ya tena akazima simu. Akanizimia simu. Kupiga tena akuchukua simu zangu. Najaribu kusema hivi, I'm trying to say this.
Yeah.
Mheshimiwa akisema kuna organic protest ambao wanajitokeza to fight for justice, for against injustices, lakini kuna politicians from Mount Kenya region ambao wameinfiltrate these maandamanos, wanaleta ona export ama wanalipa watu wa mix na nyinyi waandamanaji wazuri, ndio wa send a political statement to the state. So the Mheshimiwa was right. Only that hakuteja majina. I can tell you.
So you mean maandamano is organized from Kikuyuni?
Sisemi let me tell you. Imekuwa wasi wapi maandamano? In this country, Mount Kenya imekuwa hit hard. Why? Kama umekuwa ukisikiza Gachagua for the last 1 month, amekuwa aki-drive a certain narrative this government is against the Mount Kenya people. This government is against our people. This government not terrorize our people. Even 2 days before maandamano on Sunday, a day, Monday akiwa kanisa, alisema he has credible information. There are some people somewhere doing ABCD. But because he knows he's a part of that people he's talking about, that's why he could not name names. So I'm saying, these guys are bitter. I don't know why they are bitter. So they want like to try to destabilize the government so they can, mkisema mnatokea genuine maandamano, wana organize yao parallel, wanalipa vijana wakuji waharibu, ndio mkasike na gava zaidi. Elewa? So Mwesh alikuwa right. Lakini serikali iko na mkono mrefu na inafanya uchunguzi wake.
Pius, what about the allegations which are very open out there in the internet, whereby tunaona these goons from your side of the regime ambao wanasema, some of the leaders hata wanasema live tukisikia tumelinda jiji, hata naacha niseme Sakaja.
Sakaja.
Some of these people walijitokeza wakaambia Sakaja tumelinda jiji. People like Gaucho. They are on your side pia of your regime,
The
supporting your
broad-based
regime.
government.
Yeah. Wanasemekana they have been allegated with the supporting goons pia.
Now with that,
what do you have to say about that? Because
maybe I can never support, let me tell you, I can never support any politician or any person paying goons to go and counter protest.
So does that mean you don't support Sakaja?
There's no you know, that is a perception. That like not a perception. That like I said, that's a misinformation.
Because Pius,
there's no concrete evidence that can say. Let me tell you. You know, in politics, my opponent can even print banners. Mimi nikitukana wanawake ndio wanawake wanichukie. Like what happened in Kabogo in 2017.
And what they tried on Babu, we know.
People can even pay goons or their goons to come to the street waseme wataje jina mheshimiwa fulani. Wewe Kinuthia, tulipa pesa yetu. Lakini really sense sio mtu anataja amewa mobilize.
Yeah.
Ni opponent wa hiyo, ni opponent wa Sakaja, onye ataka hiyo kiti ya governor, amemobilize goons wakuja sema tumelipo na Sakaja ndio waendelee kuharibia Sakaja jina.
Now, can I ask you?
But sikatai kuwa this is Nairobi County, you have business people who are fed up with this protest. Now because police officers are all over trying to control protesters, trying to protect motorists, trying to protect government institutions or public facilities. They can never be at every person's shop. So this guy, they feel obligated to hire the extra security.
Is it very clear right now to say both sides of the opponents, they have contributed into the destruction of the properties?
And
The government has not participated in any hiring of any goon.
Where are the goons coming from?
Can I ask you something? When these people were in town saying Sakaja tumelinda nchi, it was the first time we were seeing goons on the street, right?
Kunaweza kuwa ni opponent ambao wataka kiti ya governor Nairobi County, wataka kuharibia Sakaja jina. So wanahaya magunzi wao, wanawaambia mkifika pale State House mwanze kushout Sakaja.
Okay, now here comes my question. During protests zenye goons wamekuwa, we have seen like a lot of things happening, including women being raped in town.
Yeah.
Women being raped in town, right? So, swali yangu ni, if unasema it is Sakaja's opponents when you wanna mobilize these people to do a lot of distractions, I think Sakaja should be doing something to dilute whatever is happening, right? Because ni jina yake inaharibika. Wewe kama jina yake inaharibika, of course you will do something to dilute what is happening.
Are you insinuating that because his opponent has hired goons to come and malign Sakaja's name in the name that he's the one who hired those goons, so that he can destroy his public image?
Yeah.
Are you suggesting that Sakaja should do the same thing to counter the opponent's goons?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, let me take an example. If Arego here is my opponent and Arego mobilizes goons to go and destroy my name, me as Bliss, of course, I will either stand and say something about what has happened or do something to dilute whatever is happening in the country. But following up personally as Bliss, I have not seen Sakaja
He did a video, by the way.
Yeah,
he did a
video.
Okay, so now another question. Is the current government really fighting corruption, or are they replacing one old cartel with new cartels?
Let me tell you.
Tell me.
Even you are corrupt. In your own small way.
Yes.
Where you work, where you stay, even with your friends. We are all corrupt in this country. And corruption is so deeply entrenched from all the way from Kenyatta 1. And can tell you, all over the world, corruption exists.
Yeah.
And no president in this world can end corruption. The only thing they can do is to minimize the corruption. You saw the World Bank report last month. They said the Kenyan government loses 2 billion, not 2 billion, the Kenyan government loses 2 billion the whole year. No, not 400 billion the whole year through corruption. But during Uhuru's time, we were losing 800 billion every year. So you can see, although the president has not eradicated corruption, he has fought and minimized corruption by 400 billion per year.
Now, when you're speaking now, are you speaking as Kinuthia, the patriot, or the employee of power?
I'm speaking as a patriotic Kenyan.
As a patriotic Kenyan.
But then I don't work for the government.
I'm not
a blog of the government.
Hey, Chief, you are a blog of the government because everything on your tweet is always the government.
If you are speaking as Kinuthia, the patriot, how do you justify defending the government online, yet ordinary Kenyans are passing through a lot in the hands of the government?
You are a democratic country. And you cannot box me into emotional corner simply because you are fighting the government. You want me to join you. Yes, I have valid reasons why I'm supporting the government. You have your valid reasons why you are against the government. So let us have what you call political tolerance. I'm not your enemy because I support the government. You're not my enemy because you are fighting the government. And your views about the government, either they are positive or negative, they are not superior to my views about the positive things about the government.
Pius.
So let us be tolerant to each other.
Pius.
Yeah.
I want you to know something, that the reason as to why all of a sudden Kenya, we have all these protests is because of very open and rampant corruption.
Yeah.
Which is very evident all over the place.
It did not start with Ruto.
Yeah, haikuanza na Ruto, yes. Haikuanza. But wakati wa Ruto ndio tumeona
Sahi ndio
mambo
distraction ni
imechacha
mingi.
sana.
Kama nini unasema imechacha?
How many lives have
You
been
guys- you
lost?
guys, you're
Anasema
going-
corruption. Nataka
Yeah.
niambie corruption gani anasema imechacha?
You guys were going to churches, you're throwing money all over and kama strip club.
Ruto amefanya hivyo hata from hata akiwa young politician.
No.
He has been given to the church. Achaanza akiwa president.
No.
Man, you building churches.
Hata akiwa deputy
In
akiwa
State
deputy
House, eh?
president alikuwa anapeana pesa ngapi akiwa DP?
Make me understand why we have stalled projects all over the country.
Yeah.
And you guys are giving out money, handing over money, 20 million
Let
cash.
me tell you why you have some stall
All over
projects.
the place.
I can explain that. This country, our GDP is around 2.6 trillion.
yeah.
Our GDP.
Yeah.
Out of that 2.6 trillion, 1.8 goes to the repayment of
Debts.
debts and interest accrued by those debts. Tunabaki na ngapi? Na hiyo tumebaki nayo ndio inalipa counties, pesa ya county ya kusurvive.
Na bado mnachukua
Na
kidogo
ndio
mjenge nayo
inalipa- ndio
kanisa.
inalipa civil servant. Ile pesa
Hiyo ndio bado wanaiba ama?
Hapana. Ile pesa ambayo mimi nikienda kanisa nitoe dhao zangu 100 kwa usaidie kanisa ijenge ama ibuy equipment, hiyo ni my own personal money because probably niko na kaflati kangu na okota rent.
Building church in State House, is it personal money from president?
Well, he told us that.
Nice.
Okay,
And we have
now
nothing- hatuwezi kataa because ametuambia ni pesa yake na hatuna any other contradictory information.
Okay,
We
now
can only
the
believe that.
government says that there is no money. I had written a series of questions for you. Hata ni vizuri you are bringing them up. The government says that there is no money. Yet we see renovation, church buildings, traveling, PR. What exactly is being prioritized in State House?
Why you guys not prioritizing
Are you not prioritizing our lives? Are you not prioritizing economic projects?
Like roads?
What exactly
They're
is being
supposed to be
prioritized
finished
in
by
State
now.
House?
Sasa
Because we
nikuulize
can see
wewe.
Uhuru Kenyatta, whatever Uhuru Kenyatta did, we were on the rooftop and we were seeing things good, roads built.
Ehe, during time ya
Acha
Kibaki.
nikwambie.
Yeah.
State House ni building ya mzee sana. Ni building ilikuwa hata before da Kenyatta kuwe prime minister, before even got independence. So ni building ambayo imekaa miaka mingi. You know, even White House ya America, kama ukiangalia the history of White House, the subsequent president wamekuwa wakirenovate, they add quarters, they demolish some particular section, they put new sections because wakati building imekaa miaka mingi sana, inaanza rangi inaisha, inaanza kudevelop cracks, inakuwa weak in some of structure, na probably imedeveloped wakati hii mwaka wakati coincidentally wakati tu amekuwa president.
I recommend the renovation of State House.
Yeah,
It look good. But now, is it necessary to renovate every financial
With
year?
that, okay, for example now,
Let me
State
tell
House
you-
was being
let me tell you
renovated
what
with...
happens kwa, you know, like I told you, nimekuelezea how a budget iko namna gani.
Yes.
Venye pesa inabudgetiwa Kenya. Ile pesa inabaki, ile pesa mingi unasema our budget ni 4 trillion, but our real capability is around maybe 2.3 trillion. Zingine tutazipata through maybe kukopa maybe internally ama internationally. So probably after reject financial year last year, the pesa zilikuwa zimepewa kwa budgeting, Ruto akazichukua akazipeleka kwa mambo ingine kucover other sector like maybe education, SHA,
There is
maendeleo.
there is no water.
Akadefy
There is
hiyo.
no water in Marsabit. There is no water in Turkana. Those people are suffering, and we are renovating State House every financial year. We are building
Considering-
church worth 1.2
Sasa
billion
Marsabit,
in State
Ebu,
House.
tumepata
consider-
devolution.
There is
Kama
devolution,
governor
yes, chief.
huyu governor ambao hajawaletea maji,
They're saying
si
there is not enough
amejichagua,
money.
au ndio namchagua. So kama akosawa na governor kutowapea maji na watamchagua,
Does the government,
No.
the central government, partly manage the counties?
Pius, we
No.
don't have a committee that is responsible for putting those leaders on check.
And check.
there's devolution,
Not
tumedevolve
devolution.
services.
Ni sawa, but there must be a committee that is checking on
State
them.
capture. State
The
capture have taken the control.
committee, let me tell you, the only people who are constitutionally mandated to oversight the governors is the MCAs.
Yes.
So hakuna pali president anakujia. So kama MCA si hata si MCA, even mwananchi ambao alimchagua huyo governor akona haki ya kuandika. Mimi nimeandika petition mingi sana za kuchallenge how things are done there. So mwananchi akona power ya kusema governor, hujatupea maji, wamwandikie petition, they can even collect signatures on recall. But if they are comfortable with how they are being governed by their governor walichagua, there's no thing me as a president can
But
do.
Kangata is performing. Rungu Kangata is performing.
mimi si employee
Point blank.
wake, sitaongea. I'm not his employee. So kuja kumpigia debe hapa.
Bro, you are from Raga.
Mimi si
Just
employee
say yes
wake.
or no, bro.
I'm not his communication director.
The best governor, bro.
Pius.
No, you don't want to accept the truth, but Kangata is performing. Best governor, bro.
Anaperform. Mimi siwezi sema sababu Kangata is very good at PR.
Hey,
So,
let me ask
hiyo
you.
mtaita ati yake hapa atuambie ameperform wapi.
Pius, let me ask you, what is the state house position on human rights violation? What is the state house
The State
position
House-
in human rights violation?
The position of the government is it has the constitutional mandate to preserve human rights.
Yes.
And how does the government preserve human rights? If you assault me, I go to the police, you are arrested,
Yeah.
you are into court.
Yes.
The prosecutor is there, pursue the case, and you are jailed. So, and DPP is the government. DCI is the government. So, the government in a protect human right, you can live peacefully. You have a right to life. You have a
Right to access water, right to access food.
So, serikali ya Kenya hata ukiangalia even after the unfortunate death of Albert, guys were held accountable because serikali inataka kuhakikisha you live peacefully
Scapegoats,
and
chief.
safely.
Scapegoats. Scapegoats.
can
The main
I-
suspect, Kenyans are suspecting DAG.
Lagat, and he
He's
stepped
yet to be
aside.
I love the
arrested.
fact that umesema suspecting because that suspect
And-
imekuwa born because of his misinformation.
The
And
poor is not even working out,
Pius-
chief.
Pius,
ask you
why was
something.
okay? Ask him, Phathil.
Pius, let me ask you something. Don't you think the president has a problem of, like, as much as we can see that he's very dedicated and very passionate about transforming this country, we can see there's a problem with him, with having all these friends that have been alleged with so much corruption, and he's like hiding them. Nanielewa? The administration in this regime is so careless. We've had lady governors who are going to give birth in the US. Sindio? Siko mbaya.
Ni ukweli?
Mention,
But-
bwana.
but, eh?
Be specific.
Yeah.
There is only one
Governor
lady
of
governor who
Nakuru.
went abroad
Governor
to
Be
of
give birth.
specific,
Kwani
bwana.
kuna ubaya gani na hiyo?
Hakuna
Yes, this is the
ubaya.
question
No,
now. Susan
there is.
Kihika went abroad
Yeah.
to give birth.
Yes.
For me, if I can afford to go to Germany to get my medical treatment, I can go. Let me tell you.
But you're using public resources,
Yeah.
bwana.
Public resources. We have entrusted you with the public.
Let me tell you.
Yeah.
One of my
Favorite.
key agenda in my campaign was all the public officers to go to public facilities. That
Exactly.
was my campaign agenda, by the way. Because for me, I don't get the
don't you
rationale.
see yourself contradicting? Don't you see
Exactly.
you
What I'm
contradicting yourself?
saying, what I'm saying this,
Yes.
there is nothing wrong if you can afford, even if you are president or you are the governor, to go and get treatment to America.
What does that symbolize?
Now, what I'm saying, in my own position, I can advocate for public officers,
Yeah.
from the president all the way to an MCA, CC, ministers.
Yes.
Whenever they are ill, they go seek treatment to a public facility. Because
Yes.
when you go to a public facility as a governor, utaona vitanda ni kidogo. Utaona tunajifunika blankets zimeraruka. Utaona hakuna madawa za antibiotics. Now because you are like the immediate beneficiary of a working healthcare system in your particular hospital, you lose something. If an MCA anaenda kulazwa huko, aone ametumwa picha ya ultrasound ama picha ya CT scan, na hiyo si haina, atarudi kule pale ni county assembly. Ataleta fujo na taforce governor allocate budget ya hiyo CT scan itengenezwe ama ibayo ingine. Ndio maana mimi as Kinuthia na advocate what public officer waende public facility.
Sasa Kihika alifumble. Kihika alifumble. Ama
Hiyo
tunamwonea.
ni right yake. At the end of the day, ukiwa governor, uko na right ya kusiki medical
Pius,
attention wherever
how
you
do you
want.
justify defending the government online? How do you justify defending, acha niseme online, how do you justify defending the government?
Mimi nataka serikali succeed. Mimi nataka conducive environment.
With all the evil that we
I want
see
a
around
conducive
here.
environment.
what
I want
is
a
your
conducive
advice?
environment.
Thorax zenye tunaona whenever the president
Pius,
takes the
With all
mic,
the
he
evil-
say I'm in charge, chief.
With all the evil and the authoritative sensitivities here around.
Thorax.
And
How do you
Pius,
defend them?
how do you defend the government? Okay, you've already said you want the government to succeed. Now, what is your advice to the leaders on both sides of the divide?
On that note,
Mimi,
Pius,
my
on that
advice-
note, you
yeah.
tweeted something like this. The same goats who ate the forest now wants to become the guardians of the restored forest. Not an option. Don't you know these goats are more prepared to ensure that you people see is not harmed in reality?
And some of those goats, they have performed better than your goats now.
And some of these goats, they know human rights.
Acha nikwambie. Umeuliza swali why like
nimekuuliza first of all nimekuuliza how do you justify defending the government? Ukasema you want the government to succeed.
The reason Mimi I don't support the government because like I directly benefit from the government.
Yes.
I support the government because it is my wish. It is my prayer. It is my like I want the government to succeed like in delivering their services in a peaceful environment. I want the government to succeed in quelling anarchy so that I can be able like go to my daily hustles. I can take my kid to school. I can take my kid to hospital. I get medical treatment there. But if I support overthrow of the government, then non-state actors come in like they did in Sudan. They cause anarchy. You cannot be able to buy that unga. Zitakuwa adimu ni
the goats comes in.
Zitakuwa overinflated. They're going to hold that. Utakuwa hata kupata mafuta kupika kwa nyumba.
So that's the effect from the goats.
So mimi goats when nisema ni the same old people who have been in the government over years.
Yes.
They have hold various dockets. Sasa wataka kukua na unajua ameiba pesa mingi. Sasa wataka kuja like the savior. You know, Gen Z are very clear by the Gen Z. Gen Z wanasema these guys are not the option. Ruto akimaliza yake 10 hawataki kuona karibu na majamaa. Gen Z wanasema hivyo.
Bro 10 kwa sure.
Wanasema kina Matiang'i ana the option. Ruto akimaliza
Wanasema one term.
akimaliza yake 10 Ruto. Akimaliza yake 10 hawataki ya majamaa.
Tulisema Pius, Gen Z tumesema ni one term. 10 bila break hiyo ni yenye.
Unadanganya.
Sasa unadanganya Pius.
10 ba.
Hebu mention Gen Z mgani amesema 10? Gen Z mgani? Mgani?
One time inasema nini?
One time means 5 years zako kule uende home.
One time inamaanisha nini? One time. One time inamaanisha
miaka 2.
One time inamaanisha
Yes.
Katiba tumempea 5 years. Na hiyo one term tumejua his successes and his failures. Tutamjudge after one term.
What's your take? Successes ni ngapi?
Wada. Ile mambo Ruto amefanya ina outweigh zenye hajafanya. Azina amefanya so much, zile hajafanya ndio kidogo. Na ni challenge za kama munge reject finance bill last year. Kama hamunge reject finance bill last year, my friend. Mambo ilikuwa imepangwa my friend.
Hapana, ile ilikuwa hivi bro.
Ile ilikuwa hivi.
Acha tu uongo. Unaona venye unalamba mpaka mdomo because tunakuambia ukweli.
Pius, let me ask you. Do you believe Kenya is ready for more youthful leadership or is the system still locked by the old guard?
Kenya is not ready for a youthful leadership. And right now in our parliament, in our senate, in our whatever, we have youthful leaders.
Yeah.
What impact have they got?
And what are the old guards bringing?
Even our young people who are like advocating for societal justices, they are confused because apart from chanting Ruto must go, they have no concrete objective. They have no concrete agenda.
But they say the main agenda is Ruto must go.
And that one does not help the country because the problem is not the government. The problem is the system. So until you advocate for for example, unasema kama wewe unajua aende because hajafanya ABCD. Unafaa umejipanga hapo amefail, mimi nitafanya hivi na nitakuja hivi. Sasa ndio ukuje useme hapa amefail, mimi nitakuja nifanye hivi.
Let me ask you something.
Hawafanyi hivyo, wanasema tuchombe state house, tuchombe parliament.
No, they did not say they want to chomba state house.
They just wanted to occupy.
Let me ask you something. Why do you think the Gen Z, all of a sudden, we have young people in the streets? Why?
Like suddenly
Like I
tumeamka
said,
tuna reject
like I
finance
said,
bill.
You've talked about the system.
Niliwaambia hivi, the only protest that was very genuine and justified was last year's protest.
You talked about the
Because
system.
they were unhappy with the finance bill, of which majority had not even read it. They just drowned the social media fanfare.
But only the people, the majority in Nairobi read the finance bill, chief.
Personally, I did.
Yeah.
Nasema majority of the Gen Zs.
Yeah, they read.
What I'm saying ni kuwa that was the only genuine and justified protest. Hizi zingine ni content creation. They're not justified.
Anniversary bwana. Tulienda mpaka
anniversary gani ya kuchoma gari ya mtu?
You people, we went for a peaceful anniversary.
Anniversary kenye mungeambia watu tutavaa white na kila mtu akuje na bendera ya Kenya, kila mtu akuje na
Isn't that what happened?
My friend,
Isn't that what happened?
happened?
Ile day tumekuwa hapa tukishoot.
Bro, let me tell you, I was covering and whatever happened, you people, everything was peaceful.
Everything was. Yeah.
Aish.
Wewe ni wewe ulikuja na bandera. Lakini watu 10 wengine
Mimi nilikuwa na flag
na marungu ndio wapore watu.
Aya, Pius, let me ask you. What do you think the government fears the most? Strong opposition or informed youth electorate?
The government fears a society or a country which is unstable politically, that is chaotic, that is ungovernable, and that is a failed state.
What is the government doing to avoid your chaos or whatever you are saying?
Serikali inasema hivi. Siri ni ballot, sio street.
So government wamesema tuende tuwatoe.
I want to support you on that. I want to support you on saying siri ni ballot. Today, you know, as a journalist, lazima nisikize side zote. And today I was listening to Rigathi Gachagua, and whatever Gachagua said was very much interesting, because Gachagua said, let's wait. We're not telling William Ruto that we want to overthrow him. No, chief. We're telling William Ruto, get ready for 2027. Every opposition, we are united to ensure.
Ruto is ready.
But what?
But as we get ready does not mean we should settle for less.
Settle
for less and watch corruption go on.
Yes, chief, we
settle
can't.
for less and watch all this injustice go
we
on.
can't.
We're not going to do that.
Yeah.
Pius?
Yeah.
Pius?
You want...
Lakini wauliza maswali.
Tuulize. Uliza.
Rais atafanya kazi siku gani? Kama mtaka kwenda maandamano kila wakati.
Kwa nini tunaenda maandamano?
Kenya mnamwambia afanye, ataifanya saa ngapi?
Why are we going for protest?
It's because he's not listening. Maandamano siku moja. The country lose like almost 40 billion a day wakati mnaenda kuandamana. Hiyo 40 billion ndio ingeongezewa kwa SHA, ukienda pale ufanye operation na kulipia 100% ya bill.
Can I tell you something? If the government could be giving us a listening ear, hatungekuwa hapa mali tuko sai, hatungekuwa hapa. Unaona the first very day tulienda maandamano juu ya finance bill. Hiyo siku gavatu ingeamua the same way Ruto used to have those calls on Twitter. Tungekuwa tuna a conference call like that one, atusikize like president, this and this is happening. Alafu akuje aseme because of that nimeleta this and this solution. Is it okay with you? If tunasema no, arudi back kwa drawing board, aende restructure solutions zake atulete, hatungekuwa hapa. But now since the government wanataka kufanya vitu zao kwa state house, Kenyans tumeamua tufanye vitu yetu pia sasa kama wanchi. Now the country is being divided. Citizens are fighting against the government.
Siwezi niambia muna kidnap watu, muna abduct watu, and you still want
use
us
the
to
term
be okay
abduct.
with that.
Usiseme kidnap, sema abduct. Hata usiseme arrest.
You want us to be okay with that, Pius?
Ati tunawapigia gitaa.
For example, Kibet Bull.
President time to deliver.
But the president
anataka time inatoshana aje.
5 years.
Kuna reason.
There's a reason the framers of the constitution hakumpea 1 year.
Bro, as we conclude,
there's a reason they never gave him 2 years. Walimpea 5 years. So
5 years iko karibu kuisha na mimi sijaona kitu.
To keep ticking. What has he performed? Ni wapi hajafanya? Wakati wa uchaguzi unatoa scorecard yako. President.
List yangu iko tu na X. Kwa manifestos za prezo list yangu iko tu na X.
Boss, hapa hatuko tu agree na wewe. But kama afanyi utamweka nje. Kama nafanya utamrudisha. But hiyo series unakwenda kuchoma nchi yako. As in unafanya nchi your fellow Kenya na kuwa poorer, I think to death into depression simply because unasema serikali hajafanya. Na serikali inajaribu kufanya.
I think dear realize this one now we have to agree with Kinuthia on whatever he's saying. Like we don't have to burn down our country despite the fact that we don't agree with the president. Yes. But to protest we have that right, you know.
We have the right to protest.
We have to point out where the president is failing. But now there is no thorax that should be implied onto this, especially from the president of the Republic of Kenya.
Let me tell you.
You need to come to the ground, especially we have X, we have Facebook, we have TikTok is very popular.
Instagram.
You see,
we have
can give the president.
Lakini kuna vitu vingine hata kuna vitu unajua kuwa rahisi kitu rahisi my friend. Unaweza kuwa ni kama ukiwa kwa game. Ukiwa pale kwa bench, how jamaa angepiga pena hivyo bana ingeingia.
I think if you have a clue, if you have a clue when you're giving out the penalty, if you have a clue
ukiwa hapo, no, you are serving now the whole Kenya na kuna so many policy ambayo utaki benefit mtu anayo peke yake. Unataka ibenefit mtu hadi Kajiado, Marsabit. So president anajaribu kukama up na strategies, policies. Some of them are so unpopular but they are long term solutions. Sasa mnaweza complain kama vile mnasema SHA maybe kuna some gaps here and there but sasa mmeshaanza kuona inafanya. Na last year mlikuwa mtaka kusikia na mara ale this year. So nimpe time kwenye siati asikizange by the way. Kwenye kuna gap anasikiza but mnampea time implement. Si mnamwambia afanye leo, kesho asipofanya mnataka kwenda kwa street.
Pius that have worked close to the president wanasema huwa asikizi mtu yote.
Nani hiyo? Kashago, unasikiza Kashago?
Moses Kuria resigned. You know.
Also, Pius, let me ask you.
Muturi said the same. And Muturi was AG.
Alisema government ya Ruto ni ya Ruto peke yake.
Yes.
Umesikia maneno mara mingi. Demu wako in love na jamaa.
Yes.
Wakiachana makidampiwa, anaweza kusema this guy was very tough. But wakati ulikuwa uko hapo ndani, the guy was your everything. But after amekuweka nje, na unaanza kumharibia jina. So Kashago ni kama
aliniweka nje kwa nini?
Wakati alikuwa hapo ndani, the number one defenders of the government were these people who are maligning the government. But because they were kicked out, they are so
I like your analogy.
Some of them they were not kicked out, they resigned.
Who resigned?
And I like Phathil, and I like his
Muturi
analogy.
was fired.
Muturi ni yeye mwenyewe aliresign.
Yes, and I like napenda analogy yako in essence umetumia boyfriend. Mzee, if hata kama un toxic boyfriend, every lady mwenye amekuja yake anatoka tu, na akitoka lazima aseme ubaya yake. Imagine mention Muturi resigned. Moses Kuria
never resigned. Muturi was fired.
Okay, he was fired. Now Moses Kuria resigned.
Moses Kuria never resigned. 2 weeks. Moses
Kuria will spill the beans.
Moses Kuria was fired.
Was Moses Kuria fired?
Moses Kuria was fired, but ndio save face yake. Akasema mkubwa bwana usinifuta, acha tu ni resign ndio ni
You mean the future Secretary General of Jubilee Party was fired and did not resign?
Moses Kuria kuna chama yake chama cha kazi. Anakuja wapi na Jubilee? Ya disband chama ndio aende Jubilee.
Chama inanga Mzee.
Wow.
I think you're using chama cha kazi CK as your next vehicle to Muranga, then you're criticizing.
Let me tell you.
Yes, chief.
Mimi, I have faith and hope in the president. Because Mimi, I know president has fulfilled all his manifestos within 2 years. So I think the only time we are supposed to judge the president harshly itakuwa next year ikiisha. But for now, kama nimewambia tik sha imefanya sawa.
Lakini
Mausa method imeanza kujengwa sawa. Mamurodi inaendelea kujengwa sawa. Masomo iko sawa, sawa. Security iko sawa. Haya haiko sawa, nimeweka tik.
As tunamalizia, I have one last question for you. And like a small game you're going to play. How do you balance being communicator for the government and political analyst with independent views? Ya mwisho. How do you balance being a communicator for the government and political analyst with independent views? Ama nirudie tena?
I'm very outspoken.
Yes.
Me, whenever I see things are not, like I said, the government is not perfect. They have their own misgivings. So whenever I see kuna some gaps, I speak out. Whenever I see it was not like intentional or maybe they are trying their best, I also speak out. When I see they are doing their best, I also speak out. And I'm not a government like a communicator. What did you call it? I'm not a government
blogger.
I'm not a government blogger. I'm a patriotic.
But you will be attacking
your social media.
Mzee, my friend, which sane Kenyan can support a lady who brings bedroom issues on social media?
Man, Maverick is speaking out as a woman, chief. Now you're bringing another aspect.
Tusidiscuss hapa, atakuja discuss, atutampea hiyo attention.
You don't want to give attention to Maverick.
Simtaje hapa.
Tumalizie.
Why do I balance? Hiyo ingine swali gani?
Nilikuwa nataka kusaina kuuliza. Your social media presence is bold and sometimes controversial. How do you decide what to say and when?
You know me, I know my followers. And like my bio says, I speak what I believe.
Yes.
And I believe what I speak.
Yes.
Sometimes there's something can be said so much like in support of certain stuff. But because I feel like I'm somewhat conflicted, I usually maybe sit back. But if I believe there's something I must speak about this, I speak. I'm not apologetic. I'm a bold supporter of the president and his agenda, and I want him to succeed. Wacha nikwambie, mimi rais akifeli nchi ifeli.
Bro, mimi utahama Kenya kama
vibaya.
Sikusikia vibaya.
Utahama Kenya.
Sikuhama Kenya. my friend sitaza azini maisha itakuwa aje namna gani? Imagine nchi imefail, a failed country.
And there is another tweet controversial over X. People are saying that tutahama. You saw that?
Ama wauze Kenya kila
Like I
mtu
told
apewe
you,
share yake.
hiyo ni one of the aspect of content creation.
Okay.
People want like to create something catchy, hashtags so that they can trend, they get engagement. Hiyo ni mambo hiyo ni mchezo wa tauti
Sawa.
You call people goats. You also want to trend. Because you call them goats.
Hiyo ni quote ya that is a political quote by that Nigerian author Chinua Achebe.
Chinua Achebe.
And alileta hiyo. That was a quote by the way.
Okay.
Wanasema wewe mbuzi zilikula msitu ama zikakula mahindi ya mtu. Mkulima mwingine amekuja amepanda hiyo miti. Sasa ni Ruto amekuja amestabilize economy yetu, cost of living imekuwa chonjo. Sasa hizi goals zenye zilimaliza ziliharibu maneno, zitaka kusema I want to become now the defender.
Do you think that is true?
No, that is not true because some of those people you are calling goats, greatest of all time.
Yes.
But goat
greatest of all time.
Goat in like is it a metaphor?
Skatai. But some of them, somebody like Matiang'i has done well. In all the dockets that he has been obligated, he has done well for himself and for the people. We have seen him in the education docket, in the interior docket, IT, ICT. What can you say about
Because you have overperformed
ndio
more than
nasema
your current
like
minister of
I like the
interior.
president alisema leo wajipange wakuje wamface 2027. Si mnasema amefanya? Si mnasema alifanya? Fine, si unajua.
Na Gachagua pia
sasa
alisema.
wacha akuje 2027 aseme nilifanya, Ruto hajafanya, nichague. Mchagua. Ni unasema Ruto anawaambia mjipange, yeye anajipanga, atajipange. So usipojipanga, my friend, tango. I can tell you.
And now
2 terms is inevitable.
Chief, you say 2 term is very inevitable. But to this point, man, you get ready to go home.
Let me tell you, kuna hii social media propaganda ati Ruto ataiba kura. My friend, aibie nani kura?
You see, like
Ruto
BBJ,
anaibia nani kura? Hana mtu nani akona kuweza kuibiwa kwanza in the first place.
Even BBJ did not help President William Ruto. BBJ, the experts, is not even helping the government.
Unasema aje?
The experts.
Opio andai the minister of energy.
Stima
zimeingia. Mara mwisho kulikuwa na national blackout ilikuwa lini?
I mean in my hood. I mean like 3 days ago.
The last time we had national blackout was before these experts came to the government.
Ile siku
the last time we had this major road accident
but
was
rarely,
before this experts to the government.
Rarely happens. National blackout rarely happens formally. Even
they used to happen like every week, bwana, my friend.
Really?
Ninasema what I'm saying, from where I sit, Wakenya ndio wachaguana wanachaguananga.
Yes.
Sasa tunaweza sema Ruto ni mzuri, ni mbaya, Matiang'i ni mbaya, but at the end of the day Wakenya ndio wanachaguana. Na inasema watu wache kuchochana. Unajua kusema kura itaibiwa, una prepare watu to like kutokubali kushindwa. Akishindwa atasema nimeibiwa. Na unasema mjipange. Kama unajua uko na kura ujipange. Kile mimi najua hakuna mtu atapingana na Ruto ambao akona kura za kuibiwa. Ruto ataenda atashinda na mtu atakuwa na matu. Atakuwa ameshinda pia milioni 3 hapo.
Confidence booster.
Okay, sawa. So niko na I have 3 questions for you. Hizi unajibu tu mbio ndio tumalizie. If politics was a rap battle, which Kenyan politician would you fear on the mic?
It was a rap battle. Mwenye angechachisha mistari hivi na watu wakuwe nini? Maybe from the way I've worked these politicians, and people who how they know to connect to the people, they know to appeal to the people. Me I give it to one, I give Babu Owino.
Babu Owino. I'd also go for Babu Owino. Kwanza anakanga vizuri.
Mtu wa pili anajua he's a very public speaker. Even the president. Anajua, ukiwa president huwezi penda, lakini wakati hata before kuwa president, he's a very good public speaker.
Okay.
Na pia you can give it to Gachagua.
So the guy connects. I was waiting for that.
Give it to Sifuna.
Yes, Sifuna, another one.
How ni watu, they know how to read the people. They know how to tell you what makes you happy, appeal to your needs. So I can give president, I can give Babu Owino, I can give Sifuna,
Gachagua.
Next question. Where do you feel more in control of your messages, Twitter or TikTok?
Unanifuata TikTok?
Hakuna yuko TikTok.
Sinakwambia nakufuata ni kwako.
Mimi I don't post to generate likes or engagement by the or impressions. Sometimes unaweza post kitu pata 2 likes. Hiyo mimi inumizangi. Mimi my core agenda ni kupass my message. Nikipata 2 likes, 1000 likes sign. Kuna sometimes uta post message haitaenda viral. Sometimes utaweka all the comments ni matusi nasema maisha yasonga.
Okay.
Wewe unatusiwa kila siku over the comment.
Who
is your political mentor or inspiration locally and globally?
Locally
Usiseme president aki, sema tu mtu mwingine. Sema tu mtu mwingine.
Mimi I used to love Baba's politics. I used to be a diehard of Baba.
Yeah.
And he's the one like who even motivated to go to politics. I used to love his boldness, how he was like confronting the government. So I used to look after Baba. He's the one like who molded my politics career. Yeah, he's the one who, not directly, but me observing him from far, following his politics. Even I've read his book. So he's the one who molded my politics. But I can tell you, he's a good man. He's the man who like anangalianga nchi, ajiangaliangi yeye. Mtu mwingine amenispire pia, napenda siasa zake. I can tell you, mimi napenda siasa za, I love siasa za Babu Owino. I love the way, he used to do the campaign wakati wa Azimio. I love the way he talked to the people.
Yes.
And I love the way he connect to the people. Najonga when to stop talking to the people and when to continue talking to the people. Mtu mwingine napenda Kenya politician, napenda sana. Mimi nasemanga, once the president retires in 2032,
you're the next.
Me, I can tell the future politician, the people who are, I can tell you number one.
Mimi
Sifuna
hapa.
number one.
Who?
Sifuna will be there.
Sifuna is so.
Babu Owino will be there. Malindi MP will be there. That
Hakuna hata female president. Mtu atenda
for female politician, mimi sioni.
Martha Karua.
My candidate.
Martha Karua is now, he's a retired politician.
Mimi hapa.
Wewe tunakuombea Mungu. Internationally, mimi I love
Joe Biden.
No. Me, I'm a Republican. I love Trump. I always support Republicans. But mimi, I follow politics are Russian leaders.
Okay.
I love their firmness. I love how they like they do their politics. I love how they like they put their people first. I love how they like they control the society so that like we don't give room for anarchy. So I love how they love their people, how they put their people first.
Okay.
Nice.
How they put their country first, and how they project their power to outside country.
Thank you. Now, Phathil, you can go with your question.
You can go with your question, Phathil. Phathil anakuangalia, anakupikia swali.
No, man. I'm just okay. Do you think? I wanted to ask you. Do you think friendship that William Ruto, the friendship that he has, the closest people that he has in his government, has really affected him in this regime because of so much corruption in a place whereby there's a saying, friendship is the greatest currency.
Yeah.
Because you can earn anything with friendship. At the same time, you can get away with anything. So we're at a point whereby I feel like, for example, the issue of Albert Ojwang. Okay, DIG is a friend to President Ruto. He can get away with that. He's definitely getting away with that. Do you think that the friendship that he has included all his friends, given them positions in the government, is the reason as to why he cannot even question them?
From the CS of Interior.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think the president has not been questioned his CS. He's the president. There is appointees. He is the one who gave them jobs. So, and they report to him. They report to him. They are accountable to him. And he knows when they mess. He's the one who is going to be accountable to the people of Kenya. So your assumption that he does not control them, he does not direct them to do things, I think that is fallacious because they sit in a cabinet, they agree jointly what they are going to deliver for the people of Kenya. And initially you guys used to complain that these guys they are flaunting their wealth. After the president went and told them, if you continue doing this, you are the one who put me into ridicule. So, wacheni maneno. I can tell you this guy they stopped. So, wengine kusema ati DIG ni rafiki wa president, Maybe I don't know whether they are friends or not, so I cannot confirm or deny that. But what can I tell? It is the first time in our history that a top senior police officer has been forced to step aside until investigations are complete to determine whether he was either linked or not linked by whatever happened to Albert, which is very unfortunate. And he steps aside. I know when you step aside, you only receive half a salary. So hiyo imefanyika kwa historia ya Kenya. Ni mara ya kwanza tumeona even an OCS anakuwa interdicted na presentiwa to the court of law. Haijafanyika kwa hii Kenya. In the previous administration, polisi wamekuwa get away with their iniquities with impunity. Anafanya hivi, lakini in this administration you have tumepata new fresh of breath. Ukifanya kitu, wewe beba mzigo wako.
My last question is, what is the president doing? What is the plan? What are the plans that are there for the stalled projects? I'm talking about Mau Summit roads.
Ulkalu.
I'm talking about there are hospitals all over the country.
Like,
okay?
Maybe
Because right now,
one, because for Nairobi, Nakuru, Mau Summit, it is not a stalled project because it has not even started before the president came. Do you know what happened?
I live along Wayaki Way, okay? And if you can go places like Kangemi, go to Kikuyu, there's a very big interchange over there.
Hiyo ilijengwa wakati walikuwa naweka, hiyo ilijengwa wakati Uhuru
they have stalled. Nothing is going on.
Yes, and the president should continue.
Haijastall na President Ruto. Hata Uhuru alipokuwa preso haiko inaendelea hiyo project. So na unajua wakati kwa what I know sometimes kwa tender ni agava, maybe after preso amekuja kaona maybe hiyo tender kutenga hiyo barabara, it was plagued with corruption, it was like ilikuwa na ukora mingi na maybe taxpayers were losing money. Akaamua we cannot allow the taxpayer money to lose money because of this vague or contract or tender. So akaamua maybe I review to bring other bidders wakuja wa bid for that tender, na walipatikana na tuliambiwa na alitupromise barabara itaanza kujengwa hii mwezi wa Julai tuko sasa. Na mwezi ndio imeanza. Sisi kama tumesema wewe angalia kama imefanyika tick. 2027 kuja na resorts umpe max.
The affordable housing project.
Yeah.
Is it looking to finish the informal settlements that we have all over Nairobi and other cities in Kenya? Is that the goal?
Yeah,
the
goal of
Gachagua alituambia hii ni biashara kwenu.
Like I told you, it is so unfair for you to quote Gachagua on his talking like that because Gachagua was the fiercest defender of the government projects. Na hakuna pali wakati ilikuwa tunajenga akiwa deputy president alituambia ni biashara ama hazifai ama ni mbaya. It is so wrong yeye wakati ametoka ndio amefunguka macho amekuwa wise all of a sudden. So mimi nasema is affordable housing is a good initiative because kuna the government like the way wali launch the Mukuru kwa jenga. Kuna some guys who are given houses for free by the government. Guys from the slums because ukimwambia maybe alipia 200,000 hazi afford. Maybe gava ikaamua because the core agenda ni ku reduce ni kufanya nini?
Reduce slums.
Seal the gap of seal the gap of housing crisis sorted in the country. Mtu mwingine anakaa kwa nyumba ya mabati ama makaratasi. Some guys were given houses for free by the government. Na mwingine maybe kama unaweza afford kulipa pesa kidogo, unaambia wewe toka kwa nyumba yako ya matope ama ya mabati, uje ukae hapa, kinyo utapata utakuwa unalipa polepole.
So the difference between affordable housing and Boma Yetu?
Yes, the difference.
Those are two projects
from the government.
Projects. We don't know what's the difference.
It's the same thing. Boma Yetu ni kama vile taifa kianasha. Elewa. The mother of the whole project or the policy is called affordable housing. But now it must have some institution which support implementation and actualization of a particular concept of affordable housing. That's why Boma Yetu inaformiwa hapo. Naelewa. Ni kama SHA ni policy, but how can you implement that policy? You must have institutions and frameworks to implement. And that's why taifa kia inaformiwa ama body ya SHA. The same thing na Boma Yetu.
I don't know if you know anything to do with land valuation because as a real estate person, I've been in the industry for a while and I know how real estate works. You go to a place whereby, let's say Kibera. Kibera is a very strategic place.
And it's a private land, by the way.
Private land. Sindio?
Kibera is a private land.
Some of the land is private there.
And what's the tribe? Is it Wanubi?
Wanubi.
Yeah.
Wanubis, they own that place. Sindio?
Yes.
What is the government doing so that they can make sure that place we have good houses, because those slums they are used by some of the NGOs.
Unajua kwa nini ngumu hivyo nasema hivyo? Sababu dunia mzima kumaliza slime haikuangi kitu rahisi. Hata wakati China, I give you a good example of China. Kuna China wamejenga a whole town kulocate watu from there. Watu walikataa kumove in there.
Yeah.
So they had to demolish that town.
I know there's a
same case
economy.
Same case na huku kwetu Kenya. Watibaba alikuwa prime minister na Kibaki akiwa preso. Walijaribu kuhold some stakeholder meeting na watu wa Kibra na wakaanza kujengewa manyumba. Ndio watoda huko wapelekwa huko. But walikataa. Na I can tell you what. Waititu walienda kotini. One of the guys they went to the court to stop. Wanaenda court kupiga hiyo project ya serikali. Ndio because hiyo Kibra kuna landlords na kuna tenants. Kuna landlords ambao wamejenga hizo manyumba wanarentisha majamaa au wanaishi huko. So hao ndio cartels. They can go to the court and court system ya Kenya yetu. Unaanza kotini ustopisha project fulani, it take years kabla hiyo kesi kuwe hard and determined. So ni ngumu kumaliza slum
to the Ngara estate by Uhuru Kenyatta.
Ni ngumu kumaliza slum sana sababu kuna watu wako na vested interest na hizo slum hawataki zishe because that's their livelihood.
The NGOs,
the NGOs, everyone. So wanajua hiyo slum ikiisha, hiyo NGO itakuwa inaitisha pesa from Ford Foundation. So wanaenda wanapeleka makesi, wana coach those people who live there, kesi napelekwa.
Nice. Thank you.
Okay.
Now, on
Give us
the
your
other
parting
question
thought.
that we have to put into is to ask you are a reader. Of course, you are a politician and doc. Now, what's your favorite book that you will recommend to any of the reelers to take a read from?
Nice question.
Famous novel.
Hey, Mimi, let me tell you.
Tell us.
I'm not an avid reader of novels. Me, I prefer reading biographies of politicians. I love politics. Even I don't even love watching movies. I prefer watching documentaries of politics or historical documentaries. So the only book maybe I read, I was very thrilling for me, was the Raila Odinga book.
Have you read the book about the autobiography of Thomas Sankara?
Yes, I've read it. Don't
you think that's the implication that Gen Zs are making in the Republic of Kenya?
Gen Z, Gen Z ni ngumu sababu populism tupu na wana hajui Kenya anataka, hajui kwenye wanaenda.
In his book Francis Fukuyama, The Origins of Political Order, he reads, "The end of history will be a very sad time. The struggle for recognition, the ordeal of risking one's life for a purely abstract goal, the worldwide ideological conflict that motivated political action for over a century, are replaced by economic calculations, the endless solving of technical problems, environmental concerns, and the satisfaction of sophisticated consumer demands. This one we are applying on the calculation that William Ruto is making on blunders, especially in economical factors, health factor, housing factor, and the technical problems whereby the Minister of Interior orders the police shoot to kill, and the president comes and says, shoot the leg and don't kill." So it is indeed Fukuyama, the author of The Origin of Political Order. His book is making a happening in the Republic of Kenya in the nearest ending of the history, the sad time moment. What's your take to President William Ruto? You're putting on a cap of one more term, as we are chanting no more term.
Should we go another 5 years of all the drama that we see here now? Another 5 years like that?
I don't think there is any drama that's going on. It is like people, they are enjoying their democratic right of maybe criticizing the government, complaining about the government. That is your democratic right. But that does not mean nothing is going on. So what I can say, let people give president time. Let him do his... most of the things that the president is implementing, which are very unpopular with the people, they were in his manifesto. And people voted for him because of that particular manifesto. So when he goes forward and to implement that particular manifesto, people feel or they start complaining. Yet you are the one who gave him the mandate to implement that manifesto. So I'm telling people, let us give the president time. But you are free to criticize, to correct, and to maybe to even to picket. You are free to do that. But let us ensure we do not disrupt our society. Like I said,
the manifesto looks vague. The manifesto looks vague.
Are you saying the people who voted for him, that 7 point...
they were blind.
Are you saying they knew what they are doing?
They were blind.
And that is
they were being perished by being said Raila is Muganga.
Do you mind explaining to us how the government was an it was now it's a bread-based government, rather blood-based government. You guys campaigned on basis on bottom-up economic strategy, but now it's not bottom-up anymore.
Phathil,
broad-based,
bread-based. Phathil, let me correct you. Yeah. Pius, you don't have idea of the William Ruto's government, because I know you are tweeting for Baba. You know the agendas of Baba, the 6K Baba promised. In this one, you just found it on the way. I think that's the fact.
How?
Mi nasema hivi. Mimi nimeona Kenya Ruto amefanya.
Yes.
That is your parting shot. So useme na confidence. Asema ukiangalia kamera.
My parting shot. We are all Kenyans. Mm-hmm. We are Kenya first before we become a Luhya. Whether you are a Luhya, a Luo, a Kamba, or a Bagusi. We are all Kenyans. And let us rate each other. And let us, like I've said, Siri ni ballot, Siri ni 2027, Siri si street, kuchoma gari za watu, kuiba supermarket za watu, Siri ni ballot. Let us give president time to work. 27 ikifika, mtamjudge. Kama atakuwa amefail, mtamweka nje. Kama atakuwa ameperform according to expectations, mtampea 2 terms. But for me, I feel the president has tried. Now for me, from where I sit, he deserves 2 terms.
Ebu tingisha.
Sawa, tingisha. Kila mtu tingisha yake.
I made bipartisan on this, but I know when 2027 comes, we will decide on the best. But I know President William Ruto have no time.
Mm-hmm. This has been the Real Talk Republic podcast. Thank you so much, Pius, for joining us today at Key Africa Studios. It's like we are going to have you again because maswali ni mingi. Hata points zingine zimebaki kama zimehang. I'm sure by the time this episode will be airing, Reelers watakuwa na maswali pale comment section. And that is why we are saying we should have you again because you have to answer maswali za Reelers. So jipange, anytime we will be giving you a call. Utakuwa needed. We will be needing you guys. So thank you so much, Reelers, for joining us in the Real Talk Republic podcast. I hope mmejibamba. It's me, your beautiful host, Bliss.
Mini usiamini alisema 2 term, 1 more term. That's the reference from Pius Kinuthia. State House blogger in denial. President William Ruto adherent in denial. Once Baba, kijana wa Baba, and today he says, call me kijana wa Ruto. Not because he's against Ruto, but he wants good for Ruto. Till next time, Nite Arego.